let's debate it. If Jodi is just charming and seducing her tough female jailmates, that was a piece of cake, apparently. Will that charm work on this predominantly male jury? Okay, let's start with Anahita Sedaghatfar, a criminal defense attorney out of Los Angeles.
Yes, clearly, Jane, I would not be surprised if this was orchestrated by the defense team to finally put a perception of Jodi Arias the way they want her to be perceived. They want her to be humanized. They want to show she has friends, she's likable, she's sympathetic. Because so far, all we've seen are these bloody, gruesome photos. We've seen salacious, naked pictures of her, and she's been portrayed as nothing less than a cold-blooded murderer. So I think this is in line with the defense strategy to try to humanize her and put out a different perception of Jodi Arias in hopes of garnering sympathy for her.
Stacey Honowitz, I have so many problems with that. First of all, the jury is not supposed to be watching television. I want everybody to watch, obviously, except the jurors in the Jodi Arias case. If you're a juror, turn off your TV right now. Okay, so the idea that the defense would orchestrate fellow jailmates holding up signs that say, "Free Jodi," it blows my mind, Stacey.
Right.
Well, I don't know how you make a comment like that the defense orchestrated an investigative reporter going in to look at her jail cell. It's ridiculous. The fact of the matter is the jurors are never going to see that she has friends. The jurors don't care that she has friends. And winning over your jailmates is a little bit different than winning over a jury. They're all in there for committing crimes. She could be the nicest person in the world and charming and a cold-blooded killer. And that's what the
Anahita, let me give Anahita a chance to respond, and then we'll get to the rest of the team. Anahita.
Well, I clearly, no defense attorney in their right mind would allow their client to speak with anybody, much less the media, without them having a part in that situation. And I agree with you that jurors are admonished by the judge to not watch TV, to not read newspapers, and I do believe jurors take that admonition seriously. But jurors are human beings, and they don't live in a bubble. And quite frankly, the truth of the matter is that they are exposed to what's out there. And I think that the defense is doing...
Yeah, let me just say this. I'm going to agree with Stacey, shocking as it is, but on a different reason. It is ridiculous. There is a zero chance that this was orchestrated by the defense. It is a statement about this young lady, though, because I'll tell you something, and I know Stacey will agree with me on this. Prisoners are always looking to bash other prisoners so they can testify and get credit in their own cases. So what's so shocking about this, maybe you think she's manipulative or maybe she's just a nice person to these other prisoners, is that they're saying something good about this because about her. You never hear this. What you do see is prisoners trying to cut deals. This is unheard of. Either she's manipulative or she has a great personality.
I'm joining the debate right now. Let me say a couple of things. I'm not accusing this defense team of anything. I don't know them, but I could never say never. We know that in the O.J. Simpson case, when there was a tour of his Rockingham estate, the defense team completely redecorated it and put up a whole bunch of paintings that they thought would sway the jury in their direction. So I never would say that no defense team would ever do anything after that case. But I want to go to Beth Karras. To me, the point is her ability to charm people. There's a report that one guy talked to her for an hour and a half and wanted to leave his family and follow her. She has some kind of magnetism. You're there in the courtroom. Do you sense it at all?
Well, she hasn't had the opportunity to really show that to the jury. She sits about as far away from the jury as she can on the far side of the defense table, while she stands and faces the jury and looks at them as they file into court every day. She hasn't connected with them except through her interrogation video. If she gets on the stand, you know, she's a little seductress.
Jailmate. We had a question from a juror about the impact of the questions. In Arizona, jurors can ask questions. And they did ask some questions that had people kind of startled. One, not so much, was the gun used to kill Travis Alexander found in Miss Arias' possession? No, it was not. But the other one, do his roommates have alibis? Which she's already admitted she killed him, just saying it's self-defense. So why are they asking about the alibis of the roommates? Let's bring in the attorneys and to debate this. Does this show that jurors maybe see this case completely differently from the general public? Start with Anahita.
I was a little bit perplexed by this question as well, because this is not a whodunit. She has admitted that she killed Travis Alexander, but I don't think we should read too much into this. We have to remember this was not a collective question by the jurors. It was probably just one juror that asked this question, who probably just wants to make sure he has all his I's dotted and his T's crossed.
Stacey Honowitz.
Well, as a prosecutor, if I got that question on a case where the person admitted to doing the killing, I'd be a little bit nervous. I don't care if one person asked it or 5 people asked it. I mean, it is a nerve-wracking question. You would hope that all your ducks in a row, but you'd start to wonder, why are they worried about other people? They are not involved. So I'd be a little bit concerned as the prosecutor about that question, in all honesty.
All right, Drew Finley.
I am not shocked at all. Jurors know. They pick up the papers every day and see confessions are being thrown out all over the country. Those of us that practice in federal court know that the FBI, if they were involved, they do look at every conceivable alibi of everybody involved. They eliminate the defense's opportunity to pursue those areas. Those are great questions, and I think the prosecutors from Casey Anthony should have got a few questions from jurors.
All right, Beth Karras.
You know, that particular question about the alibi of the roommates, because there were like 8 that particular day, had been answered in previous testimony, so I was a little perplexed. And I suppose if the jurors had been able to talk to each other, the other jurors would have said they checked out. The roommates were looked at, they checked out. That was the testimony. So you know, somebody was probably just confused, at least regarding that one.
Yeah, Beth Karras, I think you make an important point. They're not supposed to talk to each other until they start deliberating. We'll be right back with more.